Hey guys, welcome to the competitive history or the history character history video for One Piece. So this whole series is going to be basically about different characters and how they actually played out and how they actually were performed, and the Grand Series, Unlimited Series, and also the Burning Blood series. I hope you enjoy it, and if you have any sort of suggestions for these videos, please let me know in the comment section, or you can send me a message on Discord or send me a message on PSN, and I will get right back to you. So enjoy. So we're going to be looking at Mr. 3's very first playable appearance in fighting games for One Piece. Now remember, this is based on the Grand Series, Unlimited Series, and the Burning Blood series. And his first and only appearance in the Grand Series in terms of being playable was in One Piece Grand Battle 2. Now One Piece Grand Battle 2 is a PS1 game, and it's a 2D platformer fighting type game. This not just being his first appearance, there's a lot of characters in this game which they only appeared one time, and it was in this game. Well, you got Panda Man, you also have, I think, well, that's it, yeah, just Panda. Oh, and Karoo. Karoo's also in this game as well. Got some weird characters. And then Alvida, I believe this is Alvida's last appearance being playable in this game, actually. So Mystery actually has 3 support. He's one of the few characters in the game with a different special attack. He has Miss Valentine, Mr. 5, and Miss Goldenweek. Now, these 3 do have their own specialties. There's like a short video that I'm going to be showing after this initial part, and you're going to be able to see basically all of which their abilities, what they can actually perform. Or honestly, I'm probably going to show you right now. I'm going to show you right now. So this is Mr. 5. Mr. 5! This is Miss Valentine. And then this is Miss Goldenweek. Okay, so it doesn't really matter who we actually fight against, since we're just going to kind of show off a little bit of mystery actually can do in this little competitive video history thingy. So Mr. 3, I keep calling Mr. 2. Well, Mr. 3 is a wide range, long range type of character. Most of his attacks don't actually go into a close range, area. He most of the time kind of handles things at a certain mid-range distance. His basic attacks consist of him doing a little bit of everything, kind of putting people on the like pushing them away and then actually aiming in. This is actually a push attack. I can try to see if I can push him away. A little push thing, so it works really well when knocking a person off a cliff in One Piece Grand Battle 2. Now, One Piece Grand Battle 2 is the last platformer that's 2D, and so that's why he really kind of mosey on down to One Piece Grand Battle 3, because the moveset actually got vastly improved. So Mr. 3 also has a down slide. We press the down circle here, and then you got the forward circle, which is another slide, which is basically his run circle. So that's the slide. So he has 2 different slides that kind of pick up a room that you can actually combo a little bit right after. Let's see. Let me just do this a little bit. Kind of go back, get up, please. Yeah, even if he actually does block, he is able to kind of retaliate a little bit, especially after that. If the block, he can still kind of quickly perform that first circle attack. Now, his jump attacks are pretty standard. You got the, well, actually, let's do his running attack first. Well, that's it, actually. Do his anti-airs. So anti-airs is basically triple combo here, similar to his other move. It doesn't do that much damage, honestly. It's pretty weak, but it does get the job done in terms of knocking your opponent up and kind of running away afterwards. Now, we got a couple of mix-up tools here, which is weird for platformers to actually have, but whatever. So if you actually do his combo and instead actually go with the forward circle, at the very end, instead of just going with the basic circle, you'll actually throw his wax, which will put the person in the stun state. This works really well if they're trying to get back on the platform, or if you're just planning to hook them up with a level 2 or level 1, where your supers, all that sort of jazz. So when you go into his corner combos or corner attacks, you got the what's it called? It's called up forward. You got the up forward one, which is basically, it's really weird. So you can actually keep on pressing the circle button when you're actually performing this to kind of transfer a little bit. Let's see, it's like, there we go. So yeah, so if you look at it here, if you actually, it's kind of like a Mike's bomb. You can kind of hold it down. You can do it for the first time. It'll make like a wax sword, and it will explode. It will hurt you, and you can like press it again. It's kind of tricky. It's not really tricky. I'm just actually not doing it correctly. Oh my goodness. There we go. Yeah, if you press it again, it'll actually paint it, and it kind of works as a little trap. So Mr. 3 does have access to some trap tools here. How can I say this? So the trap tools that he actually does have access to is actually not that good, to be honest, because it pops up only for a second, and it probably works well. I mean, I guess if you're in like the tip of a platform and you use it, maybe that'd probably be a very good time to actually perform it. But it kind of defeats his whole little purpose of being mid-range style. I mean, it does kind of work if you want someone to get off you. You can just kind of say, here you go, have fun. Oh, you forgot it was a bomb. There you go. So going down to his strongest ability, we got the down forward is the, I don't know what this is called. I call it the Wax Cake. I think it's Wax Cake. It does 28% damage, or 28 damage actually. It does a lot of damage, honestly. This is like literally one of his strongest skills in the game. I actually think it is his strongest skill in the game, besides one of his supers. There's no follow-up after this, so it's basically just one big heavy hit. Okay, so going next to his aerials. So for the aerials, we got, you know, the basic mid-range here. We got the up mid-range, the down mid-range, which is basically the I guess the drop-off. And then you got the corner circles, which are basically the exact same, but they kind of work a different way. If you actually perform them, you can actually combo right afterwards. Okay, not with that. That was not what I wanted to do. But you can combo afterwards from performing. So that's all of Mystery Bone. Damn. That is all of Mr. 3's moves that he actually has disposal besides his supers. I've already showed you a little clip of the support supers. So I'm guessing I'm going to go ahead and show you the actual super for his level 2. That should be in a short video in a second. But before we actually get into that video, Mr. 3, my goodness, it's so hard. Mr. 3 is honestly one of my favorite characters in One Piece Grand Battle 2. Sadly, this is his last playable appearance, and you're kind of going to see Mr. 3 kind of like continuing to take more and more of a backseat as the games kind of progress. Okay guys, now we're at One Piece Grand Battle Rush. Now One Piece Grand Battle Rush and One Piece Grand Battle is actually One Piece Grand Rush are pretty much the same game in terms of, you know, mechanics and playstyle here. But there is some character differences. As you see, Akiji's up here, and you also see Foxy is also in the same category as well. But we're here to talk about Mr. 3. So Mr. 3 is actually no longer a playable character in the One Piece Grand series. He kind of left that spot in One Piece Grand Battle 3 when they included a limited roster with no support at all whatsoever. But One Piece Grand Battle and One Piece Grand Rush continued the amazing active support and made physical acting support. So he actually is not playable, he is sort of playable as a support belonging to Nico Robin, also known as Miss Sunday. Now, this is also kind of a legacy thing because Miss Goldenweek is also a support in this game. Miss Valentine and Mr. 5 were removed after One Piece Grand Battle 2 and never seen anywhere again, which is really sad since, you know, I guess they weren't really all that important. This is mainly because of what I like to call, relevance. It's called like a relevant clause? Relevant clause? I think it's relevant clause. Yeah, relevant clause. It's basically when a character basically loses importance over time. Mr. 3 was in the, what's this card called? I think it's called Little Garden Arc. Yeah, I think it's called like Little Garden Arc. He was a major antagonist there, but after it kind of hit the Baroque arc a little bit more, and you know, you start seeing like all these other characters, and Mr. 1, even though he's never became a playable character, Mr. 3 kind of dropped in popularity, has been one of the top 3 or top 5 Baroque members, and was instead reduced to a support character. Who figures? We're not going to be looking at Miss Goldenweek because this is not technically her thing. But I will like to say that her importance or her abilities within One Piece has basically been the same. Basically, she hits you with that the paint is same thing in One Piece Grand Battle 2, and actually gives you a special status effect. So we're gonna go ahead and click on Mystery right now, and we're gonna go to Usopp like we did before, just because. So this is just training mode, so it's not gonna be like a battle or anything like that. So Mr. 3 and One Piece Grand Battle, or like support characters One Piece Grand Battle, are just support characters that basically have one move. Some support characters have more than one move. It's very rare, but they do have that. You know that the characters are split between different types. You have dash type, jump type, gun type, and area type. You got more types in Grand Adventure, but that's the gist of it in Grand Battle and Grand Rush. So in this case, Mr. 3 is a dash type. Now, there's actually no distinction between times and stuff with the characters in One Piece Grand Battle and One Piece Grand Rush. So Mr. 3 pretty much works similar to most heavy-handed dash types. He does 100 damage, he attacks really fast, he's actually incredibly fast, and he just has a high attack speed. Compared to how he is in One Piece Grand Battle 2, this character is insanely speedy, one of the fastest supports in the game, but he doesn't really keep you in place that much. Now, with Nico Robin, both of them, because of how she attacks and grabs the opponent repeatedly, you can actually combo in a sort of way and keep the person kind of locked up with Nico because of how much like Mr. 3 actually attacks. Now, with dash types, you're able to kind of keep yourself out of grabs pretty easy, and especially Mr. 3, he can just keep on attacking, and with that 100 damage just stacking up on your opponent, it just kind of makes for a really big deal. Now, sadly, we really, that's kind of it. That's all about Mr. 3 in this video for One Piece Grand Rush. Now, it is the same as One Piece Grand Battle. Same thing, same clause. Mr. 3 works really well. You know, I mean, if you're using Nico Robin, if you really want to put people in Infinite and stuff like that, then this character is opted. Now, if you want to do like stuff like, you know, confuse your opponent, mess them up, mix them up and stuff like that, Miss Goldenweek, and of course you have the classic Nico Robin Hana powers, which we'll probably talk in one of her actual videos. Okay, so here we are in One Piece Grand Adventure. Now, One Piece Grand Adventure is a lot different in terms of One Piece Grand Rush and Grand Battle, and that's particularly because of the new support rules. Support characters now have a health bar, and support characters in One Piece Grand Adventure can now be killed. One Piece Grand Battle and One Piece and Grand Rush supports cannot be killed, and they can be pushed, but they cannot be killed. And then you have One Piece Grand Battle 2, support characters technically can't be affected; they just kind of have to be avoided. But in One Piece Grand Adventure, they kind of took a different approach and made it so supports can actually die. This can prove really deadly for a lot of supports in the game that were deemed super strong in Grand Rush and Grand Battle, especially because now supports you can actually go to all support and choose your own support. You don't have to actually choose support belonging to your designated character. You can just kind of go whatever. Now, Grand Adventure does have the added bonus of the Rider type and Recovery type, but that doesn't really matter in terms of who we're talking about, Mr. 3. So Miss April Fools or Miss Goldenweek appears once again, and she's down there as a gun type character. Mr. 3 is a dash type character. So put in Mr. 3, and we're gonna look at everything and kind of see exactly how that improved. Now, the only thing that really kind of like changed with Mr. 3 in terms of moving to One Piece Grand Adventure is the fact that he has a lifeline now. So that's pretty much it. The lifeline exists. Miss Goldenweek, same deal. That's really the only thing that kind of changed between them. There really isn't any major buffs, except for this game has more characters in it, and there's a lot of stuff going on. How he can actually fight against other dash type characters, we just have to actually see on that mark. We're gonna kind of skip because this like loading screen is long. Okay, now that that's over, so I mentioned before that Mr. 3 didn't actually receive any notable buffs in the prior version. Well, technically speaking, yeah, I guess it is a buff. Supports in One Piece Grand Battle and One Piece Grand Rush only last for about 30 seconds, I believe. And so the buff that Mr. 3 Bone Clay, well, I keep calling him Bone Clay, Mr. 3 actually was able to achieve was the fact that now his support lasts for almost a full minute. To be kind of like an estimate there, it's about 55 seconds. Now, his damage output has been reduced. His speed of attack speed has kind of stayed a little bit of the same. So instead of doing 100 damage, he now does 70, and he still contains that little infinite possibility that he had before with Nico Robin, because Nico Robin pretty much staying pretty much the same. Now, one of the big things about Mr. 3 that he actually kind of came into is that nerf in damage. Now, I do believe it's because of the amount of support in One Piece Grand Rush is massive compared to the other games, and the fact that you can now choose your support, so they try to make them a little bit different so you can kind of, you know, pick and choose who you actually want. And so in most cases, people would pick Mr. 3 simply because he's super fast, really agile. Since he has a tiny little hurt box, he doesn't really get hit as much, and he just overall he just attacks fast. I guess it's kind of like the main deal when picking Mr. 3. Now, for the other support between Miss Goldenweek, I'll have a little short clip of what Miss Goldenweek actually does now and how long she actually stays on the battlefield, so you know, you have to bear with me on that video. But one of the buffs that Nico Robin did appear actually does work really well for Mr. 3 is your new special move. So one of the Nico Robin's new special moves, this is not it. Oh, this is it. This is it. I call it the leap up. That's not what it's called, but if you actually look at it here, it is called the 4 floret pillar. So the 4 floret pillar actually is a fun move for Nico Robin for Mr. 3 because it basically allows him to just kind of hang out. So when you go to your support here and then you kind of do the 4 pillar thing, kind of leap it up, and then he kind of brings him down and it kind of starts it up. You kind of start the vortex right there. Basically, your opponent doesn't have enough time to actually escape the clutch from Mr. 3 and Nico Robin because of that. Because of that move, it's now in progress. Now, you could argue there's like other things you can probably do, but because that super happens out so fast and kind of does a knock up, your opponent doesn't have the choice but to come down and get assaulted by this character. Okay, so I want to be like kind of like the bearer of bad news here. This is the last time Mr. 3 has ever had a physical appearance in any of the big 3 games that we're going to be talking about in this series. He does kind of turn up in One Piece Burning Blood, but technically that's a support card appearance, and we'll just probably take a snap picture and just kind of show you that, and you know, be the end of the video. I will say we are moving on to One Piece Unlimited because there is a short video I want to show you from there after we get done showing you a little bit of Miss Goldenweek, because this video is technically about her for some reason as well. So what I gotta say about Miss Goldenweek, or Miss April Fools as they call her in this game, she only does about 10 damage per hit and only lasts for about 10 seconds, but she has a very high attack speed, a pretty far reach, and she does a number of status effects. Like, some of them make it so you can't block, some make it so you can't jump, some make it so you take more damage. You know, it just varies on her. But, you know, so, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much it. Like I said, she only lasts about 10 seconds. Next video. Or next part of the video, actually. Okay guys, now we're in One Piece Unlimited Cruise Episode 2. Now, sad note that technically speaking, I could have actually started at One Piece Unlimited Adventure, and this would have made this video a little bit longer, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and tell you exactly why I'm playing as this character right here, the character on the right. Now, this character is titled the Red General. He's a special enemy that was added in One Piece Unlimited Cruise. Now, the reason I'm playing as this character, because he kind of works as a legacy character for the person known as Miss Goldenweek. Now, everyone has like different combos and stuff, attacks, blah blah blah, yada yada, and he has 3 moves. I can't read any of them. I will tell you that one of those moves, his wing attack, is not swing attack. His basic A attack is actually a spin-off of Miss Goldenweek. So this move, which I'm going to call Paintbrush, is basically kind of like a legacy move from, you know, One Piece Grand Battle Rush, or One Piece Grand Rush and One Piece Grand Battle and One Piece Grand Adventure from the character Miss Goldenweek. It was kind of gained to the Red General. Now, this basically allows him to do certain status effects. Poison you, he can make you fall asleep, he can make you burn. I think for the most part, he makes you fall asleep the most of the time. That might be like a common thing, but I'm not exactly 100% sure. It's random, it's an RPG. So this is basically the legacy of Miss Goldenweek, is becoming part of the Red General. Sadly, Mr. 3 wasn't able to achieve any sort of part within One Piece Unlimited, so that's pretty much it. Now, I do want to say that in One Piece Unlimited Adventure, The Red General was an individual character, but when he got added in One Piece Unlimited Cruise, they started adding what I like to call Horde battles, or Horde characters, in which he was added into the new section known as the New Enemies. While being added into the New Enemies, it allowed for characters that are weak, like the Red General being level 3, allowing him to actually fight with all of his friends. So all the characters in his New Enemy pile can be joined up together, so he can make a level 6 or level 8 based on all the characters that pop up as the Red General. Before One Piece Unlimited Adventure, he wasn't really used as much because he was like, why would I use this character above other people? But thanks to the parts of Unlimited Cruise, we now have the ability to put him with other characters and put people to sleep in a Horde type fashion. You will be seeing a short clip later exactly what Horde mode and what the Red General was capable of in just a second.
Duas feras!